Hello and welcome back, children. This is Mr. Muzaffar presenting before you the sixth chapter of your supplementary reader. The name of the chapter is I Want Something in a Cage by O. Henry. My dear children, as you all know, I have divided this chapter into three parts. Okay, one part I have already discussed with you yesterday. Today, I'm going to teach you the second part of this chapter. Let me remind you the previous knowledge, my dear children. Okay. Yesterday, as you all know, this story is about a man. The story is about a man. The name of the boy is Mr. Purcell. Mr. Purcell, who had a pet shop. Who had a pet shop where from he was selling dogs, cats, parrots, doves, okay, etc., etc. He had so many pet animals, and he used to sell them from his shop. Okay, and I have told you yesterday he was a short man. He was a short man, and he was a short man, but he was strong, and he was considering himself as a motivated and professional man. And how he looked like an owl. Author has compared him to a owl. Why he has compared him to a owl? Because when he was wearing he was using large glasses. He was using large glasses. When he was wearing those large glasses, and when he was looking through those glasses, okay, when he was looking through these glasses, he looked like an owl. He looked like an owl. That's why the author called him that. You look like an owl, my dear children. Okay, you all know that if you have a shop, and in the shop there would be number of number of pet animals. Obviously, they may make a noise. They may make their noise, and it would be disturbing for the people who are passing in front of his shop. But for him, it was not a matter. For him, it was not a matter, because it was his profession. It was his work. He was earning bread and butter from this only. And one day, a stranger came to his shop. One day, the stranger came to Mr. Purcell's shop. Okay, and he stranger he bought two doors from him, and after buying two doors from him, okay, he set them free, and this make Mr. Purcell surprised. This make Mr. Purcell perturbed. This make Mr. Purcell perturbed. Okay, Mr. Purcell showed his concern about the well-being of birds and animals. It is obvious, if a person is earning, bread and butter from any work, and one must love to that work. One must love to that work. Same is the case with Mr. Purcell. He was running a pet shop. And from the pet shop he was running his home. He was running his home, and he was eating bread and butter from that. That's why he had a good concern. He had a good concern about the well-being of birds and animals in his shop. He dealt in fish food and bird seed, okay, and prescribed remedies for ailing birds. If he found that the bird is not feeling comfortable, he was prescribing different foods for him, and even he was getting medicines from medical shop to care his birds and animals, my dear children. He wore large, as I have discussed with you yesterday, he wore large glasses. He wore large glasses which magnified his eyes. His looks made the author compare him to a wise owl. He has compared him with a wise owl. My dear children, yesterday I have told you why he has compared Mr. Porcel to a wise owl, because once when he was wearing that large glasses, and when he was looking through glasses, at that time he appeared like a owl. He appeared like a owl. But my dear children, I have told you, he was short in size. He was short in size, and he was a wise man, and he was mentally strong. He was mentally strong. Okay, he was, he considered himself as a good professional, good shopkeeper. Okay, the noise in the shop did not trouble Mr. Porcel. As I have discussed it with you yesterday, my dear children, the noise that was created by the birds, by pet animals, he was not getting this. The noise in the shop did not disturb Mr. Porcel. He was as usual. He was as used to it as the ticking of a clock. You know the ticking of a clock? You know the ticking of a clock? That sound, if you are in a sleep and the ticking of a wall the ticking of a clock sound is, appearing in the room, you could not get disturbed. You could not get disturbed by that wall. Same is the case with this Mr. Porcel. He was not, reminding. He was not getting trouble of the noise which birds are creating in his shop, my dear children. He was, considering it as a ticking of the clock. The customers who care to buy a pet also did not mind his noise. Did not mind noise. If you are going to the market, Anantnag or Srinagar, lot of noises there. But people who have worked there, buying some food setups or clothes for his family or for himself, he's not getting disturbed. He's not bothering the noise that's there in busy towns or busy streets, my dear children. The customer who came to buy a pet also did not mind his nose, my dear children. But the man had bought, the stranger man who had came to his shop, he had bought two pets. He had bought two pets from him. And then he released them. Do you know, my dear children, why he have released these two birds? Because he had been released. He had been released from jail after 10 years of imprisonment. He had spent 10 years in the imprisonment. He know the value of freedom. He know the value of freedom. He was there in the jail while while he was working, and he was getting $1 in the day. He was getting $1 in the day. But that has made his life miserable, my dear children. That has made his life miserable, and that has disturbed him a lot. And now he is thinking that I will go and do that work which will help me, that you have released someone, because he has stayed in the prison. How many years? 10 years he has spent in the prison, and he know the life of the cage. He know how difficult and how complicated it is to survive in a cage. And this is the reason he did not like Mr. Porcel. He clearly told Mr. Porcel that you have kept these pet animals in a cage. You have imprisoned them. And you are earning money. From this. But you should not do this, because he had spent already 10 years in the jail. The stranger had already spent 10 years in the jail, and he had seen miseries and discomforts in the jail. And now once he went to Mr. Porcel's shop, and there he bought two doors. There he bought two pigeons and then he set them free. He set them free. And this entire, entire scenario make Mr. Porcel, perturbed, disturbed. Okay. He had found the shop, but the man had bought two doors and let them free. And let them free, my dear children. He had found the shop depressing. He had found the shop depressing. He asked the owner if all the noise did not upset him. If all the noise drops at him, as I have told you, he told him that this is not good that you are getting money from these caged birds. You have destroyed their freedom. You have destroyed their freedom. You must set them free. You must set them free so that they can enjoy on trees. They can enjoy on spring, on rivers, on lakes, on in forests as well, my dear children. The man had shiny shoes. The man had now author is describing the man, a stranger. He had a shiny shoes. His suit was cheap. His clothes were cheap. His dress was ill, fighting but new. He had clothes, cropped hair and unsteady eyes. He has cropped eyes and unsteady eyes. He did not see clear as to he wanted. He had been just released from he has been just released from the prison. And if a person, you all know that if a person who is coming out from the jail, his look changes. He look different. He looks different. If a person comes out from a jail after 10 years, his entire thing would be different. His hairstyle, his beard, his clothing, that would be quite different. My dear children, hope you have understood this part of chapter. Tomorrow I am going to teach you the third part of this chapter. My dear children, please watch these videos again and again. This will help you to understand. Thank you. Have a good day.